All right. So we've cleaned our feeders, we've cleaned our bird baths, we've got heaters in there, but it's snowed the last 2 winters. What do I do? How do I help the birds? How do I make sure that they survive those extreme weather events like that?
So the most important thing is just keep your feeders full,
especially
your foundational feeder. That's the one that the birds are going to rely on the most. It's the one you want to really focus on keeping full all the time, because then they can trust it as a food source and they know that they can keep coming back to it when they need it.
Yeah.
So that's the big thing. But another thing, if you want to add a little bit of fun to your yard, is you can throw a little bit of seed on the ground or on a tray feeder that's close to the ground. And that will invite a lot of the ground feeders that don't normally come to your feeders to have a bite to eat. And one thing that we were getting the last 2 winters when it got extremely cold is a lot of customers were asking us, I think I saw an oriole in my yard.
Yeah.
But the truth is, it's a varied thrush.
Yeah, it was neat.
Yeah, it was so cool. You don't really get to see them very much. They're kind of cryptic birds.
So we've got the feeders taken care of. We got the bird baths taken care of. We are so super lucky here. We have hummingbirds year round.
Yeah.
So what should we do to help the hummingbirds out? Because obviously things aren't blooming necessarily in the winter. What do we do?
So you can do what you've been doing all year round for your hummingbirds, and that's provide them with nectar. And there is a way to keep it warm, because that's the big challenge is since it's a liquid, it freezes. You can rotate your feeders around, but an easier hack is to basically get a feeder heater.
Yes.
And attach it to the base of your feeders and keep it thawed even throughout the nights, so that when they wake up bright and early, the food is ready for them.
Because they might wake up around 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
And they might be down to like 10% of their energy reserves, and I'm not awake at 4 o'clock in the morning. So we have a fair number of customers that also raise mason bees. How should they be managing their mason bees over the winter when they're in hibernation?
So a good piece of advice is to take them into a protected and unheated place. And the reason I say unheated is because you don't want them to come out when it's not time for them, and when they have no blooms to eat or nectar.
In your house.
Yeah, you don't want them buzzing around in your house or anything like that.
Okay.
So that would be something like a shed or an unheated garage.
Okay.
And you just mainly, even though they're used to surviving, they're native bees, so they're used to this. But if you want to help guarantee them success, then remove them from places that predators are going to seek them out, and also they can avoid the cold snaps much easier when we get them sometimes.
Because woodpeckers kind of think they're a snack.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a woodpecker candy, so putting them someplace that the woodpeckers can't get them is a good thing.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, Angela. That's a lot of great, helpful advice. And if you have any other questions, you can always reach out to Angela, our local bird nerd. She's got a ton of knowledge about wildlife and birds in general, and she's here to help. You can always reach out at askwbu@wildlifenw.com, and we will answer your questions. You can follow us on Facebook. You can check out our YouTube channels, and we are here to help.